yawning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends, and welcome back to In Stars and Time. So first thing I need to do today before I forget, before I do anything else, because I know I'll forget, and I need to check coin. You roll a coin around in your pocket. Oh yeah, you think that's all you've got? I don't know about that. A nice silver coin that's followed you even through time. You flip the coin in the air a few times. Oh yeah, you think that's all you've got? I don't know about that. You grip the coin tightly between your fingers. Oh yeah, no, you think that's all you got? You flip the coin in the air a few times. Apparently I just keep doing it, something will happen. I flip the coin a few times. I'm gonna do it. You remember. I've done it. That's fucking ominous as shit. Before you became stuck in town, you passed through a little town for supplies. Everyone had things to do, but you were so stupidly hungry you could barely think, so you stopped at a boulangerie nearby. Boulanger was an old man, but strong, with biceps capable of kneading even the gnarliest croissant. He didn't do it with his fingers, no, he did it with his biceps. It was incredible. Looked like he woke up smiling every day. Even then, with the threat of the king looming over everyone. Wordlessly, you pointed at a croissant showing some coins. Silently, smiling, he got you your pastry, took your money, gave you one silver piece of money back. You both said thank you at the same time. And you both froze. Apart from Isa and Mira, who have the same accent, you all have very different ways of speaking the same language. Makes sense, as you all come from different places. Through your travels, you met a lot of people with Mira and Isa's Vogardian accent, a few with Bonnie's coastal accent, and even fewer with Odil's Carboan accent. Your accent stayed unique, foreign. The Boulanger's accent was the same as yours. Without breaking eye contact, the old man grabbed your arm. His eyes were stunned, fearful, hopeful? And he said, "Young one, where are you from?" And you couldn't answer. There was no way you could answer because the island was fucking disappeared by time. How could you answer? Did he know? Did he remember? Could he answer? Was he asking you? Taunting you? Could he remember the lights still? The shapes they cut in the darkness? Their stories? Did they beat in his chest still? Were they still warming up his heart? Could he speak them and everything into existence? Could he say it? Let the words out? Did he remember? Did he remember? Did he remember? Did he remember? No. He was going through the exact same thing and hoping that Siffrin would provide the exact same answers, and neither of them could. You left the boulangerie running. You could see the night sky dotted with lights, but your chest was empty. When you ran back, you thought about how you'll always forget about the things you love. It's an immutable fact, but you don't want to forget about your allies, ever. 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 No matter what, you'd make sure that you would always remember. Do you remember? Ooh. 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 You ate the croissant when you got back to everyone else. It didn't taste like anything. Okay, that explains a lot, doesn't it? Here's some change. Find out about the incident. Great, good. Remembered the incident. I'm sure this will do great things for Siffrin. You think about silver coins. You think about croissants. You think about accents. You think about... Wow. But the universe won't let you. You rub your chest to bring back some warmth and think about everyone. Jesus Christ, that's... The universe is a fuck... The universe won't let you. That's very specific though, isn't it? Because what is loop? Loop is a part of the universe. Now, I don't know, there's nothing to really, 100% assume from that just yet. It would be a lot to say, oh yeah, loop just deletes places or whatever. Way too much to assume from what little we know, but... There are threads. There are many threads. And remember is also a key word that they were trying to drill in. Because the first thing the king asks us specifically upon reaching him is, do you remember? Okay, yeah, well I can cross one thing off my list now. I think that's all I need to do with the coin. Next thing on the list is to go back and read issue 87 of The Cursing of Chateau Castle, wherever the fuck that is. That's what I wrote. I don't remember where the fuck that is, so I'll have to go look for it at some point. I think it's start of floor 3? Maybe? Possibly? Can't remember. Hello, Mirabelle. You like to make sure Mirabelle doesn't get upset, but is there any way to make this conversation go faster? Something like, hey Mirror, have you thought about doing a sleepover tonight? Oh, I was actually just thinking about it. What do you think? Absolutely, I'll let everyone know. You're right. We don't have a moment to lose. But wait, you know where everyone... Talk to you later, Mirror. Okay. I don't know if that helped. You tell Mirabelle about the carrot method so she can learn that one skill. Wait, how did you know about... And wink. Okay. Mirabelle learned adorable moving shield again. You watch her go. You wait for him to touch you. You wait for him to touch you. You wait for him to touch you. He has to do it. You will never do it yourself. He won't touch you because he thinks you don't want him to. And you can't say it because that's embarrassing. That's life-ending even. Asking for someone's touch? Gross. But please, you think. Please, please, please. Flicker of movement makes you look at his face. He looks... stricken. Sad. Seeing you look at him, he laughs and brings his hand down. You wonder what face you were making as you were waiting for him to touch you. I'm gonna go soon so you can do your thing with the tree, but you want to talk before I go. So you talk to the king? This seems like he's using some type of craft called timecraft to freeze people in time, huh? Timecraft. I don't know much about it myself. But, as always, if you need information about something, you should read a book. Maybe ask the librarian in Dormont Library. Yeah, I've got that written down. She might know something. Talk about stuff. Yeah, sure, what do you want to talk about? You have nothing to talk about, so you stay quiet. You know, Stardust, you're like really quiet, aren't you? I knew you were quiet, but I didn't realize you were that quiet. Really have to carry our conversations most of the time. And too bad. I don't mind if you stay silent for a bit too, you know. Oh, alright. Would you rather I don't say anything? Rather than talk all the time? Don't you want some quiet? Huh? Well, no. I like to listen to people talk. I don't mind if you talk a lot. Yeah, I do that as well. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It is just nice to hear people talk. Maybe that means you should talk more, Sif. Oh, there's two things here to talk about. At the end, Isabeau. The thing he said he'd tell you at the end of your journey. He mentioned he wants to tell you something when you go and sleep at the clock tower. That's probably it. But someone interrupted him just as he was about to tell you. How unfortunate. If only there was a way to make sure he wouldn't be interrupted, maybe you'd finally get to hear what he has to say. And it keeps happening, too. I've been seeing myself in the house. Yourself? Like how? You tell Loop about how you saw yourself walking around the house a few times. Yeah, I've seen it twice now. An image of yourself walking around the house. Maybe they're reflections? Remnants of your past Loops? I wouldn't know. Remnants? Like that Souls-like shooting game that's actually surprisingly good? I should play that again sometime. Odile used the same word to describe the sadnesses. That's not a good sign. Could it be a sadness? Ha! You see a copy of you walking around and you assume it's a sadness. Are you sad, Stardust? I'm gonna go ahead and say they're linked to your loops. And if they are, you might see them more and more as you loop through time. Good, this was reassuring, thank you. Yes, very good. That's all I need, bye-bye. See you later, Stardust. They gently wave you goodbye. You give them a nod and walk away. But wait, there's more. Here, have a flower. You wave the flower towards Loop. Look at this! What do you think of it? Ugh, flower. I don't want any of your stuff, Stardust. Get that out of here. This is where your gentle giving heart gets you. Well, only one person left to try and give it to, and that's the king. Yeah, I still have the flower. Okay, so, I didn't actually have Talk to Loop written down, but that's pretty much, you know, a given for like every loop now, basically. Talk to Mirabelle about her papers, which appears to be an extremely elaborate dating profile. Mirabelle is here, sitting on a bench and looking at papers. Hi, Siffrin, do you need anything? So which one will you choose? Huh? Sorry? You point at her pile of papers. What? Oh! The combat theme! What? How? What do you know? Answer me! She has a hand on a rapier. You're choosing someone for something, right? It seems important. Maybe I can help. I'm sorry, you must die. I suppose you must have more experience than I do. Don't be so presumptuous. I get the distinct impression Siffrin's fucking useless at this sort of thing, but we'll see. Alright. I would like your help if you'll give it. Experience? Sure. Thank you, Siffrin, but this might take some time, so make sure you have time. I have time now. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, how to do this. Sit down next to me, maybe. You sit down. I can always loop if this takes up like all of the pre-house time. Mirabelle looks at you without saying a word. She looks worried. Maybe you should take the lead. So what are those papers, really? How many drug receipts? Dealers use receipts, right? Of course they do. Who wouldn't? That would be irresponsible. Oh, bonding proposals? Yeah, I had a feeling. Bonding? Like when you promise to stay with someone forever? Is Mirabelle looking for a partner? No, that's not exactly it. Please stop looking at me. It's more like, dating? Dating profiles. You're online dating in a world without online dating. That sounds rough. I'm not thinking about being bonded yet. Dating? I didn't think Mirabelle cared about that. You're still confused. Alright, well, before this all started with the king, I decided I wanted to, try to date someone. And so I asked a dating company, and they gave me a bunch of folders of people that I could meet and that I could date. But I haven't gone through it yet. So I figured I could at least get that done today. And look through all of them and make a list of people I could see myself dating. And suppose I need help. Choosing someone I could spend the rest of my life with. So I'd appreciate another pair of eyes. Or, just the one eye. You don't have to, you know, it's whatever. As long as it's not my two eyes looking at this. I also need a distraction from tomorrow very badly, so I figured I'd replace my anxiety about a possible defeat with, this. Oh, Choosing someone to date is a little out of your comfort zone, but you think you can try and find someone who would fit Mirabelle? Maybe. Well, let's have a look then. Alright, I have a few profiles right here. She removes an immense folder out of her dress pocket. Was she carrying it with her throughout your entire journey? Here's a few of them. So, you can go first. Tell me what you think. I'll go after. So, well, tell me what you think about him. Shows you the file of a strong, buff-looking man. Is that Mirabelle's type? We have one of those at home. What? Do you mean Isabeau? I mean, we do have a buff man. Ew, you're right. Is that worth an ew? Bit harsh. But probably, I'd say the ew more comes from the fact that, like, oh, she would see Isabeau as like a brother or something, so it's like, ew, you remind me of my brother figure. No, thank you. I got a weird one for you, friends. Or it might be weird. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge. But I dated a girl in my early teenage years. I'd say early, maybe mid, between like 15 and 17, maybe. I don't know. Honestly, when you get to my age, your teenage years become a blur. But besides that, I dated a girl. She's very pretty, you know? Kind of out of my league, actually, so I was a little surprised. But cool, regardless. There was one problem, beyond others which aren't worth mentioning in this specific context. Her brother was called Adam. And for those of you who have been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that my name's Adam. Like, I don't think there was any of that necessarily happening, you know. I don't think she was that way inclined towards her brother in any way or shape or form. I don't think that was a thing. I don't even think it was subconscious. I don't think there was anything like that. But it was still weird, and it still made me feel a little icky. Just a little icky. To be fair, me and her brother were incredibly different looking. Right, we weren't similar. We just shared the same first name. But still, he was a cool guy, you know. I got along well with him. He was all right, but we weren't like the similar looking, so there was none of that. But it was a bit weird. I don't know. It was just odd. Tell me what you think, but that would be an ew, where it's like, well, it's not necessarily the person's fault, but external situations would cause you to associate someone with someone else, which would make them unappealing to you because you already have that kind of interaction. I don't know. It was weird. By the way, sounds like masculine people aren't her type. Probably. Maybe she would like someone more feminine. Do you have someone more feminine looking? She looks through her files. How about her? She shows you the profile of a gentle-looking lady. She looks like you! That's not a happy face. Ew, you're right. Is that worth an ew? Well, you know, I wouldn't want to date myself. I've actually gotten much shorter. I've actually got another story where there was a girl I knew who was like, yeah, me and Foreman are basically, this is years ago as well, as when I was a teenager, and she was like, yeah, me and Foreman are basically the same, like, I'm a girl version of him and he's a boy version of me, and I was like, I don't want to date you. I don't want to date me. I'm a fucking nightmare. Yeah. Shame, she was pretty, but she's too much like me, I guess. So, well, not into feminine people either, apparently. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. It's just she didn't like someone who looks like her. What kind of person are you into, then? Oh, I don't have a type. Yeah, me neither. I like all kinds of people equally. But if you had to choose, which you do, because that's why we're sat here. Someone nice, you nod, and someone pretty, you nod. Nice and pretty, good. We're off to a good start. These are good traits. And someone who likes me, you don't nod. Mirror. No, wait, let me think a bit more. Oh, someone who... She thinks for an awfully long time. Well, what about you then? What kind of person are you into, Siffrin? Well... I like tall, strong people who use rock attacks and are called Isabo. Those are the kind of people I like. Not me, Foreman, but Siffrin. I'm not into Isa, but he's very cool. You think about how to answer this for an awfully long time, but then catch yourself. Wait, you're just gonna copy my answers? No! A little bit. Okay, fine. You got me, Siffrin. I'm not interested in that dating stuff. That's fine, you don't have to be. But aren't there, like, tons of people out there? Not tons, maybe that's an exaggeration, but there are plenty of people out there who are like, look, I'm just not interested in all this dating stuff or romantic stuff or sexual stuff or anything. And they seem perfectly happy, so what, you can do that as well if you want. Oh, that makes sense. But then why? So then why worry about it? It all started with my mother, and it's like, of course it did. Or my father. My parents said I had to get married. It's like, You know, Siffrin, the change belief is very, very important to me. It's all around changing. Oh, so this would be a change, going from single to not single. But surely you don't have to change everything all the time. You gotta draw a line somewhere. Like, for instance, your mentality towards life doesn't change constantly. You don't go from being like, I don't know, let's use a completely random and weird example, caring about the environment to not caring about the environment. You don't have to be entirely in flux constantly. You just have to change aspects of yourself. If there's something that should stay the same, it should just stay the same. You're not interested in dating, you don't have to force yourself to be interested in dating just because the change belief thinks you should change. You should just fucking change something else. I don't know, change the bow in your hair. What does it matter? Change your hairstyle. Have you ever eaten grass? Eat grass. That's a change. That's different. Pay for stuff with more money than you need to, and then you'll get change. And then you'll be fulfilling your belief. It's easy. I've cheated the entire change belief system. One weird trick, Mirabelle hates it. Changing with a capital C. Bettering yourself. Becoming a better, different person. Alright, to be fair, that reinforces what I said earlier. Yeah, you wouldn't change to something that makes you worse. Or not intentionally, anyway. You would evolve. And I guess the idea that may have been drilled into her, or that the thought process she may have gone down would be, okay, well, dating would be and finding a partner would be a change for the better. It would be an evolution. But if she doesn't want that, then she doesn't want that. And therefore, it would be better to not do it. And one of the ways to change is to try new things, you know? That's also a very good point, yes. That's part of the reason the house offers so many classes. And so I'm trying. I'm trying new things, and some are fun and fulfilling and easy, but you can't just go and only try new easy things, can you? Sometimes you have to try scary new things. Things that make me uncomfortable. Things I don't want to do at all. Things she doesn't want to do. Like dating? Yes, like dating. But, you know, romantic love is one of the biggest ways to change. It's supposed to change you, to bring you new experiences, and And so, I have to do it, right? No, you don't. To be a good housemaiden, I have to do it. I have to date, I have to love someone in a romantic way, you don't have to do any of these things. Do things with them. You don't have to, there is never a situation where you have to do that. The key word being have to. There is never a situation where that's the case. I have to bond with them, I have to sleep with them, I have to have children with them, I have to love them in this very specific way. You don't have to do any of those fucking things. And, yeah, don't. Do not. Don't. And you don't want to. And I don't want to, then don't. I don't want to do it, Siffrin, not at all. Dating, the idea of being in a romantic relationship or being with someone I like that, I hate thinking about it. I hate the idea of it. Really do. The idea of it alone is just awful for me to think about. I can't love someone like that. In the way I should love them. It never happened and I don't think it ever will. And I need this to change, don't I? No. You can just not do it. Try if you want to. There's nothing wrong with trying if you're choosing to do so. But forcing yourself to do it would not be a good idea. No. Oh, stars, this is heavy. It's heavy, but not overly complicated. You're not sure what to say. I know what to say. What you say is, don't fucking force yourself to. You don't have to do any of those things. Maybe. Well, why do you need to change? Ah, yeah, that is the root question, isn't it? Because I have to, Siffrin. I'm a housemaiden, and I love it. I love helping people, getting to know them, I love learning new things, I love it all. But I have to change in that way, too. Wish I could just not do it. Well, you could still just not do it. Not be with someone that way. But Siffrin, there is such a pressure to force us to do that. Alright, yeah, fair enough. I'm not judging her. I'm not saying to her, like, she's an idiot. Like, don't fucking do it then, Because there is obviously going to be external pressures. And not only that, there's such intense pressure to force us to change. We have yearly festivals all around showing yourself as a new person, for crap's sake. Oh wow, so they show off their changedness. Most housemaidens have completely changed at least once, and I haven't. Isabeau isn't even a housemaiden, he's changed. Yeah, but I think that's because he wanted to. I think that was about change itself. I think that was to reflect who he is. But on the other hand, fuck him. It's not a fashion contest, quote unquote. It's not all about being like, oh yes, I'm the most changed, I am the most religious, look how pious I am. Just fucking do the shit that's missing the forest for the trees, do the shit that actually matters, the helping people, the learning new things, the new experiences. That's the key. Not being like, look, I dyed my hair, aren't I the most changed? And I don't want to change. I'm happy with who I am, well there you fucking go. I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm comfortable with the idea of not being with anyone. I'm comfortable with the idea of staying the same forever. But we have to change to bring new things into our lives and change clothes and hairstyles and even part of our personalities to appeal to a deity that doesn't fucking do anything. That, I don't know if they understand that sometimes. I'd just like to stay the same. Or maybe they do. Maybe that's why they haven't. Ah. Now, I have a list of people I could meet so I can fall in love with them, which I can't do, and do things with them, which I never will, ever want to do. Also, I can change. It makes me feel like a mistake. I must be broken for not being able to want these things, because everyone else can, not everyone else. I appreciate games and their narratives approaching subjects like this, because the rather lazy examples is, I'm going to take perhaps part of Dragon Age for this, where they'll go like, there's the elves, we hate the elves, this is a racism allegory, and it's like, don't get me wrong, those are good stories to tell and important, and we need solid racism allegory stories in modern life. Like, Bioshock Infinite, like, fucking, what's the term? Diluted the shit out of its depiction of racism. Like, what it shows is so much, like, tamer and weaker than actual real life which it's trying to emulate. Which is one reason why I'm really not fond of that game, because I'm like, you lack the balls to truly show what you're trying to tell people. But what I like in games is when they'll have these kinds of allegories to real life, these real life problems, these real life situations, and present them in ways that aren't realistic, and even exaggerated at times to help push the point, without shying away from what it actually is. Like Canto 7 in Limbus Company, despite the ridiculousness that is Limbus Company, did a lot in Canto 7, I found, to like convey the idea, first of all, of vampires, which is not like a serious thing, but it was interesting to have that perspective shown through an entirely new lens. But also the idea of familial expectations, of living up to those who raised you, and the choice between do you be a dutiful son or daughter or what have you, or do you do what's best for you? And like in Canto 6, for instance, which through an absolutely ridiculous fucking storyline that I love, showed the consequences of not being honest with people, not talking to people, and and how damaging words can be, simple words, and how much damage they can truly do. And here, we're all familiar with what the subject here is. The game's not being subtle, it doesn't need to be, it's stating it plainly, but presenting it in an entirely new, not entirely new, but in a different angle, as it were, while still relating to a real life kind of deal, where it's like, here is someone who is not interested in any kind of romantic love or sexual love or anything like that, being pressured and feeling ashamed because of their community that strongly encourages them to pursue such things. Like, you would see it in many places in modern day life. A lot of women are pressured to marry and have children. Like, we've come a long way, even in my lifetime, about 30 years or so, but it's not gone. That's still a problem. That's still a thing that happens, and religious communities exerting this kind of pressure are very fucking real as well. I don't know. It's hard to accurately describe when a game does it well and a game doesn't do it well, or when a fictional setting does it well or when it doesn't do it well. There are subtle details. It requires a lot of skill on the part of the writers and/or voice actors, if you have voice acting in your game, to convey these ideas and to present them in a way that isn't ham-fisted or diluted or even fetishistic in some cases. Some games and movies get fucking weird about this kind of shit. I always thought Game of Thrones, when I wouldn't say it celebrated it, but it is like the camera lingered on it a little too much, you know what I mean? And I'm like, guys, you've made your point, alright, settle down. Someone behind the camera is way too fucking excited, you know? But my point is that I appreciate the way In Stars and Time is approaching this. It's an interesting way to do it. I'm sat here shouting and being like, oh, just do what you want, just do what you want. That is the intended response, I think, is for you to feel that way. But Mirabelle sits there and goes, yeah, but it's not that easy. I also want that, and I would happily just do that, but it's not that simple. Due to the community that she's in, the religious organization that she's in, and her place in it. Let's consider the fact that if we beat the king tomorrow, which eventually that is what's going to happen, Mirabelle is going to be very well known and highly placed within this house because she saved the house and defeated the king. She's basically going to be a hero of Ogard and like almost a mascot, as horrible as it sounds, a figurehead perhaps, a shining example of the House of Change. And she's going to be expected to follow those tenets to the letter, to be the example, the housemaiden. Not a housemaiden, not one who's like, oh, yeah, she's a pretty good housemaiden, but she doesn't do this or that. No, she's going to be expected to be the housemaiden who does everything the House of Change promotes and appreciates. And here's a big one where she's like, I can't fucking do this. It goes against who I am as a person. And that's an interesting and compelling personal drama. And in any other setting, you'd think it would be the focus of the game, but no, this is a side quest. Don't get me wrong, a very important one, especially to me. I'm clearly quite invested, but interesting. Anyway, I'm sorry to ramble, but this is kind of stuff I like talking about. Well, I don't know about the romantic part, but I don't want to do things with people either. See, we've got more than one. And Mira's just like, what, are you weird? I'm joking, I mean, it's a joke. We have fun around here. Huh? Why not? It's weird, right? Yes. Mirabelle takes hold of your hands. You jump a little, but she doesn't notice. Yeah! Yeah! It's just weird. And gross. Honestly, it kind of is. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, but it is weird and it is gross. When you really think about it. It's awful. It sucks. I don't want it at all. Oh, Siffrin, you mean it? You really mean it? You understand? Yeah, of course. What a relief. To have someone who understands this, at least. But we still need to do something about this. As in, well, I don't, maybe we need to do something about this isn't accurate, but I want Mira to get to the point where she's going to be like, you know what, I am just going to not do any of that stuff and be happy about it. And that'll be good. If it doesn't fix anything, yeah, that was my concern. I need to change, and dating is part of it, so Mirabelle sighs. Siffrin, I know you don't follow the change belief, but do you have something like this? Something that brings you joy and community and faith, but some other parts you don't know how to follow? Some other parts you don't know what to do with? Some other parts just bring you grief? Something that brings you both joy and grief? Yeah, it's called running a YouTube channel. I look older now than I did 6 months ago. Stress. You think about the stars. It's more complicated than that for me, but yeah, I have something like that. So you do too. How'd you deal with it then? You don't. I just try not to think about things that bother me in general. Avoidance, huh? That feels a little too cowardly for me. It is a bit cheap, admittedly. Ouch. I mean, sorry, Siffrin, but it kind of is. I mean, we've all been there. I haven't been to the doctors in ages. I haven't gone for a checkup in fuck knows how long. Is that cowardly? Yeah, kinda. But I don't want to go. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say. You laugh. You know she didn't mean it that way, although it still hurts you to the pit of your soul. Of course not. Right. You didn't know Mirabelle held those feelings toward the change belief. She always seems so passionate about it, but the belief she loves so much is also the same belief that forces her into a box she doesn't want to be in. Yep, that summarized it way more succinctly than I did. Why doesn't she leave it behind then? Because it's not that fucking simple. You suppose it's not that simple? Yeah. I don't know anything about your belief, but you could always game the system, right? Oh, it's my favorite way to do things. Game the system? Change things by deciding not to change. You could be the change. If everyone changes in that way, then you'll change by not changing in that way. There's more than one way to become a better person, right? Changing by deciding not to change. Well, technically, actually, it's not even gaming the system. Because making that choice of like, I'm not going to do this, that is a decision. And you have changed your stance, as it were, because before you were like, should I, shouldn't I? Then you make a decision, and that decision is a change from where you were before. You've taken a step forward. That's a change. You've done it. By God, you've done it. You've changed. See, it's that easy, right? I change all the time. I change my clothes. Exactly. Just change your clothes, and you change every day in different ways. Just, it's fine. It's fine. Just do other changes. Paint your nails, dye your hair, wear different makeup, put on different shoes. I mean, to be fair, Mirabelle is doing all of these things, so it's not that simple. I know. I do say things kind of a bit more in jest sometimes, but I like where Siffrin's going with this. Technically, the decision to not change is change. Haha, Siffrin, that's not how it works. Yeah, but why not? It could be. You don't know. We could just make it work that way. But no one needs to know. Change myself by deciding not to change. Sounds challenging and fun to me. Sounds like something that only cool people could do, huh? Right now, you mean it. It does. It does sound challenging and fun. Yes. Mirabelle smiles at you brightly. Mission succeeded. You smile back. Thank you, Siffrin. Thank you for talking with me. And going on like a 20-minute rant about vaguely similar things. That was my favorite part. Oh, look at the time. You probably had other things to do, didn't you? Go, don't let me keep you. I need to be alone for a little bit. I have a lot to think about and papers to burn. I'll see you later, okay? You got a memory of faith. You'll always remember this. When equipped, Memory of Faith boosts all your housemaid's stats by 30! Wow! It's exactly my words. The housemaid also learned the skill Holy Care Shield. Holy Care Shield is amazingly strong. When used, it creates a shield that makes everyone invulnerable to attacks for 1 turn. It's so strong, you'll only be able to use it when you and your housemaid have had this exact conversation. So if you loop back to Dormont, you'll have to talk to her all over again. Remember that, okay? You nod to Mirabelle. You wave goodbye. Big success. Companion quest, hang out with Mirabelle. I fucking did, didn't I? That was a good conversation. I wonder if we're gonna have a lot of conversations like this today. I'm all for them, but it might mean we won't do a lot of, like, house searching or anything. Mirabelle, check. We'll do the timecraft shit last. Next we'll do, Odile stuff. Oh, I've heard the boulangerie has one of those. What? 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 Huh? Really? She doesn't seem to know how to react. You look at her repeat the same words over and over. Siffrin, will you come with me to ask them if I can borrow it? It might take some time and go ugly, and I need someone ready to take the fall. So make sure we have time to help me. I have time now. I was hoping you wouldn't say that. Thank you. Let's go then. You and Odile are now hanging out. You should head to the boulangerie. I would fuck around, but I don't want to piss her off. Hey there. Hello. We've heard you may have a family tale. A family tale? Of a family called Paparazzi. Or Paparazzi? I don't know. If you'd be okay with it, I'd like to borrow it for a little bit. The one I borrowed from my girl before the house froze. I'm not a very good writer, huh? So I figured reading another one would give me some inspiration for stories to tell my little girl. Do you have it still? I do not. I baked it into a pastry, what of it? The material ingredients are expensive, you know? What? Do you know Antoine, maybe? He lives at the east of town in the house with no flowers, asked if he could borrow it. He knew the Paperess family, you see. Now, I couldn't really refuse. Paperess family died only a few years back, after all. That's more legwork, I hate that shit. Well, that sucks. You know if he still has it now? I don't see why they wouldn't. I have a sudden bad feeling about this. The house to the east of the village with no flowers, huh? Looks like we should go pay him a visit. Off we go! East. No flowers. Not even one. Which house is that? That has flowers. That has no flowers. This house. Oh, hello. Antoine, is it? That sure is me. You're two of the saviors, aren't you? Thank you for all you're doing. Best of luck for tomorrow. Thank you. You can show that appreciation by giving us your book. We had a favor to ask. Can we borrow the family tale you possess? For an hour, maybe? No way, I'd rather die. And then out of the cane comes a sword. Oh, the Paperess family tale. I know this means a lot to you, so... Oh, no, that's not a problem. I'd be happy to lend it to you, but I don't have it. But, well... I think one of the kids next door stole it from me. What? What? Oh, I'm not saying they're bad kids, but they are thieves and will be tried and tested in front of a jury of their peers. They're very nice kids who commit crimes. Very nice. They just, well, you know, 3 kids outside a few weeks ago, they passed by to help me cook some things, and well, the book is gone now. So, sounds like we should talk to those kids. Odile's getting upset. What's up, Odile? We'll get that book, Odile. Let's just go, alright? Hey, kids. Give me the book. Give me the book, you stupid kids. Kids. The middle kid with the small hat looks at you from their rock throne. That's a throne. Adults? What do you want? Siffrin, you handle this. Why you? Why me? You're closer to being a kid than I am. Good luck. Okay. Did you know about family tales? Yeah. What kind of adult doesn't know about family tales? Are you stupid? Man, you can't ask adults if they're stupid. Can't I? Look at him. They're short, and their hair looks unbrushed, and they look like they haven't slept in weeks. And that hat definitely looks stupid and not cool. Wow. Siffrin, the kid is destroying you. Do something. On principle, you don't get into fights with kids. Also, the law frowns on it. What to say? Anyway. Crippling self-loathing now enhanced. Do you know about a Paperess family tale? Man, I think he's asking about. Shut up! I got this. The middle kid looks at you as disdainfully as they can, which is a lot. What if we do? We'd like to borrow it. Trade. A trade. We have something you do not. Knowledge. Offer us something in exchange. I have a pun. A pun? It better be the best pun I've ever heard. How do you keep a wizard in suspense? The kid leans a little bit towards you, interested. I don't know, how? I'll tell you tomorrow. What? That's not the deal, tell me now. The kid's eyes grow wide, speechless. Manon, the wizard looking a doll, he said. They said you're a wizard, Manon. Wow. I know you just said it because it's part of the joke, and I know I'm not a real wizard because wizards aren't real, but I felt something just now. I'll do whatever you ask. We only need the book. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Manon doesn't have the book anymore. What? Listen, Charlene was being really annoying about wanting it, so I gave it to her so she'd stop crying, okay? Who's Charlene? Charlene Choquette? If we just asked the poor child, she would have been like, oh yeah, I have it. The what? Huh? You can't help but laugh. Yeah, look at the old lady's face. Siffrin, you jump. We are going. You nod rapidly and follow. Bye, adults. Let's play again soon. What are you angry about, Odile? I'm the one who got destroyed. They just called you an old lady, which is true. Except it probably isn't. She doesn't even look that old, but all the fucking kids these days are like, if you're above the age of 31, you officially qualify for a pension. I'm like, fuck you. I turned 31 in like, what, 3 weeks? Hey, kid. Hi. Hello. What? Hey. Please do not scare my daughter, madame. You get in front of Odile and smile at the girl. Hi. Small boulanger. Hi. We've heard you got a cool book. A book? Oh, yes. From Manon. Manon is so nice and debatable. She gave me the book. The book with the nice stories. Dad was reading it and now it's mine and I can read it all by myself, but it's boring. I want another book, Papa. Oh, I'll make you a book on croissants. Would you like that? Wait, which book are you talking about, Charlene? This one. She shows you all a book with Paperless Family Tale written across it. I'm so sorry. It's fine. You got the Paperless Family Tale. Finally. You both find a nice silent place to talk. Done. Achieved. Successful. Ugh. My soul spilleth out from mine own chest. I can't believe this took this long. But finally, Odile looks at the closed Family Tale book intently. Aren't you gonna read it? They said I could keep it until I have to leave Dormont, so I have time, but... She's still looking at it. The Family Tale book you spent so much time trying to find. It seems important to her, but why? Is it related to your research, genealogy? I somehow suspect it isn't, actually. Might be a more personal endeavor. Sorry, what? The book, is it related to your research? Well, suppose I've kept a secret long enough. Don't tell Yzma, alright? There is no research. I'm not researching anything. What? Sorry for not saying anything. Isabeau said I must be researching something since I was a traveler here in Vogard, and it felt easier to not say anything. So then why'd I leave Kabu? Travel for years, all to find myself in Vogard, if not for some intellectual pursuit? Well, I'm actually here in Vogard to find out more about myself. Our journey of self-discovery? Maybe? Suppose it's not very apparent to you, but my mother was Vogardian. Oh! I've lived my whole life in Kabu. My father was Kabuan, and my mother, Vogardian. I have no idea how they met, but he never told me, but all I know is that she never wanted a child. Oh. She left very early in my childhood, and I never saw her again. Good riddance, if you ask me. But she left, and didn't leave anything behind. No pictures, no letter, no family history. But what does it matter, right? My father was a good man, and Karbu was my home. I used to think I didn't need to know about my history, about Vogard. But still, a part of me was curious. And one day, a few years back, a Vogardian merchant showed me her wares, and this book that she wouldn't let go of. A book of tales written by a whole family. A family tale. And she explained family tales to me. Generations of Vogardian parents writing stories for their children and writing them down in a book. So you'd end up with stories written by an entire lineage. And she was explaining the way the book was written. The rules of this particular way of telling stories. How friendly families shared their stories with each other. And how it had been done for generations. How it brought her closer to her family, her ancestors, and her culture. And while she was explaining all this to me, she suddenly stopped. I was surprised to find out she stopped because I was crying. Oh. I didn't even realize it. Because I wanted this. This connection that she had to a history that was also supposed to be mine. But it was stolen from me because my mother left. And I'd never have a link to this culture, ever. Unless I went there. Ah, so this is why... So I travelled to Vogard, and, well, the king took over shortly after I arrived, which did make things more difficult. But during my travels with you all, I got to know many Vogardians and see many Vogardian cities. I got to learn more about the country, its culture, its faith, its people. And I look and I learn, and this is the country my mother came from. It's half of me, but still, even now that I'm here in Vogard, I feel no connection to it whatsoever. I don't recognize myself here. Isn't that strange? Half of me should be from here, isn't it? Well, not really. I'd argue perhaps that personal experiences would mold you more heavily than, say, bloodline. Shouldn't I see something of myself here in the place that my mother came from? Not if you have no interest or familial ties with your mother. You're like, good riddance, she's gone. Fuck her, I guess. So you wouldn't really care. Like, there would be no real reason for you internally to care, as it were. Or perhaps that's not the right phrasing. You wouldn't feel anything. There'd be no sense of, like, nostalgia or belonging because you never had that experience and it means nothing to you. You want it to mean something to you. You feel like it should. It's actually kind of similar to Mirabelle's thing, where it's like, where she was like, I feel like I should want these things, but I don't. Odil's here like, I feel like I should want to be a part of this culture because it's technically part of my lineage, and I should feel more some semblance of like familiarity with this and a feeling of like homeliness and all that, but I don't feel any of it. So I'm guessing a lot of what we're going to be seeing from the characters in this game is, I feel like I should this, but I don't, and then you kind of have to be like, yeah, because it doesn't matter. What matters is what you choose and what you feel. Shouldn't it be like looking in a mirror? Like a revelation? Shouldn't I see how Vogardian people act, how they think, and be able to say, ah, so this is why I'm like this. No, you're just weird. We all are, it's fine. Shouldn't I be able to call this place mine? But I can't. It feels awful, like my roots have been cut off without my consent. Like my mother stole it from me. Like I really don't belong anywhere. Siffrin, I suppose, would relate to this, considering their entire fucking country was taken away. But this is why I'm here, still. To know as much as I can about this country. And in the meantime, find out if it'll make me find out more about myself. And I did find out more about myself during this journey, so I'm glad. Here's an interesting question, is it not? How much do you carry of your country, of a culture that should have been yours but wasn't? It may not seem so to you, but to Karbu, my features are foreign. Just small things, my hair being slightly too thick, my brows too thin. Enough for me to look different here. I am other. I see, yeah, okay, no, once she's put it in that perspective, in that sense, you know, once she's put it that way, it makes a lot of sense. She's like, okay, I don't feel like I belong in Karbu, and I don't feel like I belong in Vogard, so I don't belong anywhere. That makes a lot more sense, yeah. So, what about Vogardians? Would they see me as one of theirs? Would I find myself in them? After coming here, I found out that, no, of course not. Why would I? I've never been here before this journey. But at the same time, I am not the only one who is other. In fact, Vogard is filled with people who also come from other lands. Vogard welcomes people from all over the world, after all. So even if I did not find someone like me, I have found Vogard to be full of people that are similar to me. And that's pretty cool. And I'm very grateful for that. That's very cool, Odile. Odile is half Vogardian. You never knew. She traveled halfway across the world to find out more about herself, trying to see if she'd find herself in a country she has no memory of. What about you, Siffrin? Are you finding out more about yourself in Vogard? Huh? Self-discovery? A character arc? What are you talking about? I don't do that shit. Siffrin totally is doing that, but he's blissfully unaware of it. Well, you didn't grow up in Vogard either, right? Do you have roots here? Or were you just passing through? Been a lot of talking in this episode. My apologies. Forget I asked. I didn't say anything. You didn't need to. Your face said it all. Just because I'm telling you personal facts about myself doesn't mean you need to tell me anything in return. It was wrong of me to ask. We can forget about it. She goes back to looking at the Family Tales cover. She'd probably be fine leaving it here, just bearing her story to you and nothing else, but you... I don't remember much about where I'm from because it fucking disappeared. Odile turns to look at you. Were you too small when you left? Or was it because there was nothing worth remembering? Everything was worth remembering. Neither. But I can relate to you. Trying to find pieces of yourself wherever you can. Trying to find where you belong. Trying to find how your roots might have shaped you. Which parts of you created and which parts already were. You nod. But you know you're not only made of where you're from, right? If that was the case, everyone in Karbu would be exact the same, and everyone in Vogard would be the exact same. Where you're from matters, yes, but it's not the only thing that makes you, you. That's what I realized during this journey, Siffrin. I'm Karbuan and Vogardian in ways I do and don't realize. And I am also myself. One might say that's more important than being Karbuan and Vogardian, wouldn't you agree? Absolutely. I do. Yeah. That's interesting. I feel so much lighter now. Huh? Because you found a family tale? No. Yes, and also because we talked, Siffrin. Oh! Ha! Thank you for listening to me, Siffrin. You blush and nod. That's 2 out of 4. We're in the black. We can't be in the red because there's no color in this world. Now get out of here, you little scamp. I have a family tale to read before we all meet for our sleepover. We'll talk later. Go have fun. Odile smiles at you mischievously. You got a memory of Secret Quest. I love Secret Quest. It's almost as dangerous as Secret Gun. You'll always remember this. When equipped, Memory of Secret Quest to boost all of your researcher stats by 30. God, these are good. Wow. Research also learned the skill Craft Break Alpha. It's amazingly strong. When used, it makes an enemy weaker to all craft types for a few turns. It's so strong, you'll only be able to use it when you and your researcher have had this exact conversation. So if you look back to Dormont, you'll have to talk to her all over again. Remember that, okay? I hope we get to skip through them, because it would kind of ruin these scenes if you had to do them over and over again. Though that would be the point, I suppose, but still. You get up and leave, waving goodbye. That's 2 out of 4. Fetch quest, hang out with Odile. Next up, Bonnie. I've got their favorite foods written down. It's rice, pineapple, and samosas. Bonnie! Bonnie is here looking morosely at the fields. Bonnie! Hey, friend. What do you want? Help with anything. Help? No, I don't want your help. I don't want your help with anything. I'm like, oh. I don't, you stupid. You don't know me. I don't know you. Really don't, not even a little bit. Don't even know my 3 favorite foods, stupid. Okay, I do. Huh? You love rice. Yeah, that's true, but... And... pineapples. And the last one is... samosas. Yeah, take that, small child. You've been defeated. With kindness. But which samosas? Yeah, I bet you don't even know that. Oh, I do. I wrote that down as well. Which samosas are my favorite, stupid? Is it samosas without cheese, with potatoes? If cheese, no tip. Yeah. That's all my favorite foods. Success. If you remember them all, you do pay attention to me. No, that's stupid. Of course you do. Or else you wouldn't have... There's something you can help me with. Can you come with me? If you have time. I have time now. Okay, then come on. We're gonna go do mischief. Actually, we're gonna have a heart-to-heart. I tricked you. Bonnie brought you outside of Dormont. You can see some weak sadnesses roaming around in the distance. Bryn, you said I could ask for anything, yeah? Not exactly what you said, but... sure, whatever you want. Okay, well... I need you to teach me how to fight. Oh. It is combat time. I know Deal's gonna say I can help you all in battle tomorrow. It will be from far away, right? I want to help. To actually help. And for that, I need to learn how to fight. So you're gonna help me. Let's go! Bonnie ran away. Towards the sadness, you run towards Bonnie as fast as you can. Look, look! I'm not scared. Come on! Okay, we're doing combat. Bonnie is a combatant now. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I can do this. I can do this! Ah! Ah! Bonnie! Without thinking about it, you strike. You breathe in and out. 150 XP received. Yo, this quest has free XP in it. This is a good quest. You can't help but yell, "Be more careful, Bonnie!" We probably shouldn't have yelled at the child, but I understand the, you know, concern and like the knee-jerk reaction, as it were. I'm sorry. You look at Bonnie closely. Miraculously, they don't seem hurt. They did take a hit, though. Bonnie is trembling. I shouldn't have yelled. Breathe with me. You breathe slowly, in and out. Make sure Bonnie breathes with you. You need to calm down, too. Slowly, they stop shaking. That didn't go super well. It did not, no. It's your fault. You weren't there. You weren't there to help me and tell me what to do. You frown. I'm sorry. I can teach you, but don't go on ahead on your own. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll listen. Tell me how to fight. I want to learn. You look around. There's another bitch-ass sadness in the distance. You put your index finger in front of your mouth, tell Bonnie to stay silent and point towards the sadness. Bonnie looks over and nods. You jump in. Okay, Bonnie, you can kill the sadness. You have to. I don't know rock attacks, except I do. Okay. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Yes. What do? You smile. Teaching time. You tell Bonnie to look at the sadness's hands. That's a scissors sign, right? So that means they're vulnerable to rockcraft. Yeah. I know rockcraft, so I can hit them, right? You nod. Okay. Okay. Here I go. You take an attacking stance. Bonnie follows suit. We're doing cool poses. Nice. Good. Do the final hit, Bonnie. Yes! 500 damage is quite a lot for a small child. I did it! I did it, friend! You clap. Yeah. You breathe in and out. 150 XP received. Free experience. Yeah! You defeated the sadness. You breathe out. Bonnie is looking up at you. You look back. Hey, Frin, why are we allowed to touch you? What? What? We are expressly forbidden from touching Frin, or the loop will shatter. It won't, but that's what they tell Bonnie. What? Deal, Zar, and Belle said we're not allowed to touch you because it makes you jump and because they said so. Is it true that you jump? It's true that you jump, but I was wondering why, because it means we can't high five or anything. Why? None of them are touching you. On purpose? Because it makes you jump? Such a simple reason? It is considerate, admittedly. I don't mind being touched or hugged. I'm just not used to it. You're not used to it? Oh! It's because you're not ready for it when it happens. That's how it is with Nil. That's a good point, actually. What if someone just said, hey, Frin, I'm going to give you a hug? And Frin would be like, cool, I'm ready. Takes an attacking stance. Nil? Nil? My sister, how do you not know their sister's name? Her name's Petronil, but it's dumb, so I call her Nil. She doesn't like it when people touch her when she's not ready for it. Nil's really cool and tough, but she gets scared easy, I think. One day I touched her shoulder and she didn't know I was there. She screamed really loud. Like, "Aah!" Then she said I shouldn't do it again because when she's scared, she said her scared brain takes over and she might suplex me without meaning to. That is a considerable and very real risk. Which sounds really cool, but she said she doesn't want to suplex me because she doesn't want to hurt me. She did suplex one dude who scared her though once. I wish I'd seen that. So I'm not allowed to touch her if she doesn't know I'm there. So I always try to walk real loud so she hears me coming. I actually have to do that when living with my parents because I'm very light-footed naturally. Which means I'd walk into a room and they wouldn't even know I was there, and they'd jump a fucking mile when they realized I was there. So whenever I walked down the stairs, I'd be like, clomp, clomp, like forcing my foot down to be like, hello, yes, I'm coming, I'm here, hello. Announcing my presence without doing something so awkward as literally announcing my presence. It's the little things, you know, I don't like making people jump. That's why my shoes are so big, see? Bonnie points to their boots. You nod. I don't want to talk about my sister anymore. You don't often talk about her. She's frozen in time and she's not here, so I don't want to talk about her. She says talking behind people's backs is bad. And also, talking about her hurts and makes me sad. Turns out I am good at poetry. I want Nil to be here. I should have helped her when... Why are you used to being touched? Did your family not hug you when you were a kid? You flinch, because it's quite a statement. The bluntness of a child. Can't remember. Oh, but maybe that's why. I'm just not used to it and it takes me off guard, I think. Oh, okay. So if you can see me and if I tell you I'm going to touch you, it's fine? It's not fine, but... Sure. Huh. Okay, I'll remember that. So, then... Bonnie jumps up and down, making sure you watch them do it. I'm going to touch you now. Suddenly, Bonnie pokes you hard in the stomach. Ow? You saw me and I told you, so it's fine. I guess so. Just made your... I don't know if you have parents. Maybe your sister is taking on a guardian role, and if so, we've just made her life a lot more difficult when she comes back. Okay, let's go. Let's fight one more sadness. I can do one more. You spot sadness in the distance and attack. It's going to be fucking Godzilla or something. Oh, neither of us are strong against this one. Okay, I can do this. Watch me, friend. You smile and join Bonnie. You and the sadness exchange blows. Don't attack Bonnie. How fucking dare you? This fight is looking like it might actually be kind of close. This is different from usual. You're not used to fighting outside anymore. The ground is uneven and there's rocks and branches to worry about. Oop. You fell over. You tripped on a branch. Ah, friend. Sadness saw you fall and is running towards you to attack. No, not this time. Oh wow, really? Pan? Yeah! Big pan strike. Bonnie saved the day. I'm guessing that was very similar to how their sister got, like, frozen or whatever. Yeah, that's rough. You breathe in and out. Another bunch of free experience. Friend, are you okay? Bonnie is shaking. I'm okay, Bonbon, I just tripped. Really? You promise? You nod. Okay. You're a fucking idiot! How could you trip over during a fight? You haven't called me Bonbon in forever. Only Czar calls me that now. Oops. Bonnie. No, I didn't mean... You promise you're okay? You nod. Okay. Sorry, I got scared. It's just... It reminded me of before, that's all. To be fair, Bonnie absolutely fucking crowned them with that pan. 1,500 damage on a basic attack is strong. Wasn't even a type advantage either. Before? Yeah. You remember, right? It was a while back, when you protected me from that other sadness, you know. What sadness do they mean? You can't remember. Which one? Which one? The one that got your eye, stupid. Oh, I see. So the eye incident had nothing to do with croissants. We already learned that, but having learned about the croissant incident, I then forgot about the eye incident. Interesting. Oh! Ah! Oh, crab, you stupid crabbing. See, I told you, I knew it. You're so crabbing stupid. You didn't even remember it. You think it doesn't matter? Oh, I get it. So it's potentially a part of what makes Bonnie upset. Other than what they're about to explain, they're probably about to talk about something either slightly different, very different, or adjacent. But a part of what seems to upset Bonnie is the fact that, you know, Siffrin has such a bad memory, and Bonnie thinks it's because they don't care. They don't care to remember. They're not putting in the effort to remember anything. When in reality, Siffrin just has bad brain. You know, like most of us, actually. You keep getting hurt because of me and you don't care. You can't see from one eye because of me and you think it doesn't crabbing matter. That's right. You'd forgotten, because you do that a lot. It was after you all met Bonnie, before they started barely speaking to you anymore. They weren't careful, and a sadness was about to hurt them. They're so small, no one else was close enough to do anything. You're the fastest. So you ran and got in front of them and was the Piccolo to their Gohan. And the sadness was Nappa. Why did you do it, Frin? Why did you do it? Why did you protect me? I don't understand. You could have stayed put. I could have taken care of it. What, block it with your hat? I was fine. But no, Frin thinks they're better than everyone else. That's a hard thing to say quickly. And you tried to protect me like a stupid crabbing idiot. And you got hurt. Because of me. Because of me, you can't see from one eye. You have a big scar. And you bump into things all the time and you trip all the time. And you can't see. I can see a bit. It's not that bad. Because of me. Because of me. Oh no. They seem really upset, but it's not that big of a deal though. But it is. It really is. You got hurt because of me and I don't like it. I don't want it to have happened. You should have stood there and let me be hurt. But you would have died. It doesn't matter. If I died, it would have been fine. That's emblematic of a larger problem. It would have never have been fine. That's the not finest outcome of that situation. That's precisely like as a direct exchange. An eye in exchange for Bonnie's life is totally worth it. Bonnie lives. We lose an eye. Oh well. At least Bonnie's alive. That matters more. But, you know, Bonnie's a child. It's not so easy to convey such a concept to them. And also, they feel incredibly fucking guilty, so, you know. I could have never have let that sadness hit you. I know you don't like it when we say you're a child, but you are. And as adults, it's our responsibility to make sure you're safe. And did you want us to go to your sister and tell her, sorry, we didn't jump to save them, so they're gone now? You'll always be more important than any of us. No matter what, we'll always make sure you'll live. And I'll always pick you over his blinding, stupid eye. Yeah. But Frin, I don't want you to be hurt. I don't want you to be hurt. You can reassure them all you want, say you're sorry, promise you'll never do it again, but you would do it again. Again and again and again. If it had happened now while you're stuck in a time loop, you jump in and protect them every time. You would protect them all, every time. Because what's the alternative? Try to find a way to save them without being hurt? But what if you failed? What if you couldn't do it and they did get hurt instead? What if they died because you tried to get a better ending? You can't take that chance. You would do it again, the exact same way, for as long as needed. I'm stronger now, Bonnie. Significantly stronger, actually. I can protect you, and I can make sure I don't get hurt either, except for when we're fighting outside. Those twigs, man, I just keep tripping over them. I wish I still had my eye. Yeah, but no. This will sound bizarre, perhaps, but I relate to this to a certain degree because I have the same mentality about my dogs. I know it sounds silly to compare, but I'd rather get hit by a car than let any of my dogs get hit by a car. I'd rather get hit by a car than let any of my dogs hurt themselves. Probably for similar reasons, I suppose, in the sense that, you know, they're not adult humans, they're animals. And therefore, I have to care for them, they're my responsibility, and they're all more important than I am. Because they are, because I have to look after them, they're not going to look after themselves, they're dogs. They have to be cared for and they have to be protected. Sometimes from themselves. You promise? You promise you won't get hurt again? I promise. Fingers crossed behind back. You super promise, super promise. Super duper promise, super duper promise. That might have clinched it. Okay. Okay. As long as you promise, it's fine. And anyway, I protected you just now, right? If it wasn't for me, you'd have been hurt. So you can protect me and I can protect you. And we can protect everyone too. Yeah. Yeah. You see me, right? I'm gonna touch you now. It's a hug! Bonnie runs into your side. They hug you tightly. You freeze until you remember what to do. That's a hell of a facial expression, Frin. I would use that as a thumbnail, but it's an honest-to-God spoiler, so I won't. But I'd like to. Slowly, you hug them back. 500% gremlin energy. See, you do know how to hug. Looks like I do, yeah. Nice, good. These have all been very good so far. You got a memory of training. You'll always remember this. When memory of training is equipped, your kid will never miss when attacking. Ooh. Your kid also learned the skill Billion Blows technique. That's fucking radical. They'll be able to hit the enemy harder during battle. It's so strong you'll only be able to use it when you and your kid have had this exact conversation, so if you loop back, you'll have to do it again. Remember that, okay? Okay, let's go back to Dormont. I gotta show everyone how cool I am now. You nod. You both head back to Dormont. Tutorial quest. Hang out with Bonnie. Oh lordy Lou, we're getting there. Oh, my throat's about to pack in. And it's been nearly 2 hours, but... gotta at least do Isabeau's. Gotta, or at least see what Isabeau wants. And then we still need to check the library, but I might just limit this episode to companion quests. Hey, I finished helping everyone out. You did? You did! I saw you run around with everyone today, which made me very jealous. So I'm glad I get to spend time with you. You ready now? We'll probably have to go to the clock tower immediately after we're done, so I think you'll have time to do anything in the village after. So I want to make sure you did everything you needed to. Give me a second. Sure, Sif. I'll see you later. Okay, I need to, check the fucking library. Let me check my notes. Hang on. Yeah, literally just check the library. That's all I need to do. Okay. Excuse me? I went to the library. Oh, selection's kind of lacking. All the good books in the house. Well. Anything about Timecraft? Timecraft? Like, specifically? I'm not sure. You should look through books about Timecraft. We have one here, but it might not talk about Timecraft much. I wonder, where could you find Craftonomy books? Craftonomy? The librarian notices your confusion. Oh, the study of craft in general is called Craftonomy. I don't think the libraries here or in the house carry any. Maybe you should look elsewhere. Also, why am I thinking about candles right now? Must be nothing. Someplace other than the libraries. Maybe someone's dorm room in the house? Oh, let me write that down. Check dorm rooms in house. Now, I assume, hopefully, that it's referring to Lake Mirabelle's, but I don't actually know that, so might just have to do a fucking another run through the house, but that's fine. Like, legitimately, that's fine. Fish. We'll fish again. Why not? Hey, I'm fishing. Like, I sound like fishing. Would you like to fish? Yes. I will fish this time somehow, even though you probably won't catch anything. Fishing calms you down. You feel at peace. Yes. Once again, you didn't catch anything, but you're fine with it. You feel like you got the chance to put your thoughts in order. You got a memory of fishing. You'll always remember this. That's cool. When equipped, memory of fishing gives you +2 attack for every time you've gone fishing. That's really strong at the cost of attack speed, though. That's less strong. Can't have everything, Stardust. You and your fish. Okay, follow me, Sif. We're gonna go lift benches. You follow Isabeau around for a while, going through Dormont, then the forest, until... a field? And Isabeau's like, cool, time for a nap. There's nothing around. What could he possibly need? So, what did you need me to do? Huh? Oh, lay down with me? You lay down. And then, look up. You look up. Yeah, there's stars and stuff. It means very little to me. But I appreciate that other people like it. Stars, stars, stars all around you. You inhale sharply. You know, when you asked me if I needed help earlier, I wasn't sure what to say. I don't really need help with anything. And I did all I needed to prepare for tomorrow and stuff. But I saw you run around and help everyone today, and that seemed kind of fun. And so I thought, Siff's making sure to help everyone today, but I just want to hang out with him. And so, that's it. That's all I want you to do today. Let's just hang. Oh. That's easy. Oh. Why stars? Oh, so, you know how you say this word when you're annoyed or something bad happens? I don't know what language it is, but I always thought it was like a swear word. Like crab. I looked at a few books, but I couldn't find the word anywhere, and I got really curious. And one day I heard someone else say it. So I asked them, and they said it means stars. I noticed you know stuff about the sky. You talked about planet once and the sun like you really knew what you were talking about. You bullshitted incredibly well. And sometimes when we slept outside, you spent most of the night looking at the night sky. And I thought that was interesting because I never thought about what's up there before. But, so I thought maybe, you'd like to see the stars together? Or just in general? Oh no, was I wrong? Was it really more of an actual swear word like crab where you don't actually like stars and stars are bad and gross? Yes, these are both stars are bad and gross. This is awful. Did I step in it? Did I mess up? No, you didn't step in it. Oh, phew. I got scared, Anyway, I've heard some people can see stuff in the stars sometimes. Like pictures. They're called... something? Constellations. Constellations! Yeah, that. Do you know some? You look up at the stars. You don't recognize any of them. Oh, no, I don't know any. Oh. You're saying I didn't step in it, but... Siff. Change the subject. No, you're fine, haha. Tell me something? Something. Something about you. Oh, okay. Well, okay, you know I'm from Siffrin, right? I've lived there my whole life. It's a nice big city. More than one house, too. Way bigger than Dormont. Big enough that you don't know the life story of every person you see. Anyway, you might think it's surprising, I don't know. When I was Bonnie's age, I was like the smartest smarty pants around. Not like slightly smart or anything, but like the nerdiest kid you can imagine. And then I translated those nerds into gains! Huh. You have trouble imagining Isabeau as anything other than the boisterous man he is. Huh, like really imagine it. Big glasses, super neat braids, always knows the answers to any question the teacher has, always getting perfect grades, always too shy and focused on grades to even know how to make a friend in the playground. That was me! And, I didn't really like myself. Cause, like, I was smart, but I really hated being shy. Being alone. Not even able to ask a classmate for a pen because I was so paralyzed by fear. Yeah, I've been through all this, and I was ready to spend the rest of my life like this. But one day, after years of living like this, I looked at myself and the way I was and the way I existed in this world. I looked at that kid in the mirror and I thought, is this it? Is this really who I want to be? Couldn't I just be someone else? Someone I could make friends, someone people could love, someone I could love, someone I wouldn't feel ashamed of being. Couldn't I just change? And that's one of the things people go to houses for, you know? To learn things, to train, to do bodycraft on yourself. I did get the impression that Isabeau may or may not have been trans. Quote unquote. It's a little... Although, is it different in this world, really? I don't know. I'm not really qualified to answer that question. But the point is, I did get the feeling that Isabeau might be trans. To change! And you can stay for a bit and come back changed. Or at least it might be a trans allegory. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter if it's an allegory or actually directly the same thing, to be honest, because it gets a similar message across, you know? And you can stay for a bit and come back changed and no one would say a thing. And they just accept the new person you've become. So I went to one of Siffrin's houses and threw myself into it, trying to be the coolest, strongest, most dependable person around. Lifting weights, training my voice to be deeper, louder, crafting my body to be cooler, stronger. Looking at myself in the mirror every morning and yelling, I'm the coolest. And it worked. Change is destruction, you know. To bring about change, you need to know you might hurt people. Might hurt yourself even. So you always have to be careful and think about whether the destruction you bring about is worth it. I decided it was. So the person I was before, I made them disappear. Killed them with my bare hands. Yeah, kinda. It's pretty brutal sounding, but I suppose it's accurate, yeah. Made sure they'd never ever come back. So I could live. Ah, it sounds so bad when I say it like that. Well, like, yeah, that's a more dramatic and maybe negatively tinged way to say it, to describe it, but it is the change is destruction thing, isn't it? You did have to destroy who you were to become who you are. And to a lesser extent, that is even the case in real life, and I'm not even just talking about trans people. Although it's definitely applicable there, certainly, but like, I was very different 15 years ago. I'm a very different person now. And that old version of me is fucking dead. He's dead. And I fucking buried him. I feel great for it. And that is one of the joys of growing older. If things don't go badly, I appreciate it isn't this way for everyone. Some people just fucking peak in school and then steadily go downhill over the years. But potentially, you can grow older and just become better and better versions of yourself. Perhaps it will start to deteriorate, perhaps at a certain age when you become a bit more decrepit, but even then, that's not guaranteed. Some old people are amazing. Like, you get some really cool old people. So I'd like to be like that. But I've changed a lot over the years, and I will continue to change over the years, and the hope is that I can continue working towards becoming a better and better version of me, whilst laying previous versions of myself to rest. They had their time, they did their part, they're gone now, and they were a necessary sacrifice on the journey to who I will become, who I am, and who I'm going to be. I don't know, it's difficult to talk about these kinds of things because there is the obvious trans allegory, and I just don't have personal first-hand experience with that. I know people, certainly, but I am not myself, so I can't really talk about it with authority. All I can do is apply my own personal experiences. So if you're listening to this and you're like, well, this is a bit flat, like, he clearly doesn't understand the true nature of, like, when this applies to people who properly go through some massive changes, you're probably right, I don't. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know, because that feels dishonest. And would probably sound even worse, actually, if I was sat here trying to bullshit the topic to you. I don't know, I think that, I do think also that'd be disrespectful of me, so I can only talk my own experiences. The kid I was before is still here. I just grew around them to protect them, building an armor until it becomes the real thing. Yeah, so I could become someone strong, someone outgoing, someone comforting to be around, someone I would have liked to know before. That's a very good sentence, actually. Doesn't matter that much. I'm here is what I mean. I love myself so much more than I did before. But even the person I am now is a work in progress, absolutely. I want to change still. I became a big, strong, dependable, happy-go-lucky dude because that's who I needed to be. But lately I've been feeling like I need to let down the airhead facade a bit, act less stupid, that sort of stuff. It doesn't feel great when people think I'm stupid just because I act a certain way. Try being a YouTuber. You make one joke, one facetious statement, and people are like, is he stupid? How does he not understand this? That's obviously not what it is. And I'm like, it's a fucking joke, bruv. Come on. But this isn't about me. So I might change again soon. And become someone slightly new. That sounds cool, right? Oh, you never knew. He's been wanting to change to become someone else, and he did it. He must have worked for so long to make his wish come true. I might change to become a mix between a jock and a nerd. Balancing it all, you know? Did you want to be a jerd or a knock? I like jerd. So you'll be changed to a jerd? More like a knock. Sounds better, doesn't it? No, I prefer jerd. Better mouthfeel, though you would say that because you're a Rockcraft user, so... They both sound bad, Isa. No, don't say that. You can be a buff nerd. Oh. You think I'm buff? You quickly look away from him. Anyway, after we beat the king tomorrow and go our separate ways, I'll just change into someone else. Someone who can be both strong and smart. Both at once. What a concept. Doesn't it sound like someone cool? Doesn't it sound like someone you wouldn't feel ashamed of knowing? There seems to be some deeper meaning here. Is that what he thinks? Isa. Yes, if... I've never felt ashamed of knowing you. Not even a little bit. You're gonna make me blush, Sif. And well, you know I feel the same, right? You're like maybe the coolest person I know, and I'm like, I know it's the knife and eye patch and the hat. And the hair. All flows together very well. You know that, right? I really like spending time with you. When we hang out, I always discover new things, like cool theater stuff or even just something new about you. I like how you always have a pun ready for any situation. How you breathe in this specific way sometimes. I wish I could breathe with you to make you feel better. I like the way your face looks when you eat your favorite foods. I want to know more about you. Talk with you more. It's transitioning into a big moment. Laugh with you more. And... Go on, Isbo, do it. Go on, go on. Don't wait for the fucking king fight. Just say it now. Do it. Do it. You can't look away from him. Do it. Do it. Do it, you wimp. Go on. Whoa, is that a shooting star? Hey, look up. Isn't it cool? I would love it if, like, you look up and it's like, there is no shooting star. There's clearly no shooting star. You look away from him and look up at the starry sky. There's no shooting star! But you don't mind. Aha! See, I told you they'd be here. Picnic under the stars. You heard Isa mumbles to himself about it earlier, more like. Hi, Siffrin. Hi, Isabeau. We figured you'd be here. Can we join you? Everyone is here. Good to see you, everyone. Such a beautiful night. Was it your idea to come here, Isabeau? It was. Under the stars, huh? How romantic. Very well done, Isabeau. What? No, it wasn't romantic at all. Just a pals outing. Buddies hang out. Dudes being dudes. Guys night. I, of course, would bring any one of you here. I brought our food so we can eat here. A nightly picnic. Oh, I can smell samosas. Yummy. Yeah, I made a lot. Friend, take one. Take two, even. You deserve it. Siffrin sure worked hard today, didn't they? Siffrin was good today. That'll be the name of the video. I'm gonna write that down. Thank you for your help earlier. You jump. Yes, thank you, Siffrin. You've been a great help today. Friend taught me how to fight. I'll be able to help you tomorrow. Ooh, I'm looking forward to it, Bonnie. Zah, did Friend help you today? You freeze. Did you? Did I? Apparently. Of course Sif helped me today. He's supposed looking at you, smiling brightly. Thank you for spending time with me, Sif. Oh. You hide your face beneath the rim of your hat. Big success. How wonderful. Thank you, oh great helper. Here, have another samosa. And have some pate and bread. Oh, I used to fucking love pate. One of the sucky things about becoming a vegetarian. I know you can get vegetarian pate, it's just less common, you know. I don't see it in supermarkets. Or maybe I should look next time. I will. I miss pate on toast. Ugh. I'm sure you want some tea too. Oh, they all want my favorite things. Man, it sure would have sucked to have skipped all this. And here's some of my curry. Your plate is overflowing. You see everything on your plate sway back and forth. You eat as much as possible before everything falls down. Oh! You burp. Ew! Ha ha ha. Nice reflexes, Siffrin. Everyone starts laughing happily. You laugh too. You're surrounded by your allies. No, your friends. Your heart lifts. You love them. You're glad you got to spend time with them. You're glad you know them better. You're glad. Friend, you okay? Want some more snacks? You smile. Yes, please. Then eat. Eat as much as you want. See, this actually, I'll tell you, I don't know if this will be the case, and I don't want to, like, demand too much from the game itself, as it were, because it's a pretty fucking small game in terms of file size, and, you know, I can't imagine they had a particularly large, like, dev team either, if it wasn't just one person. I don't know, I haven't looked into it, so I don't know, but I suspect not a large dev team. Will this change, like, maybe some, if not all, of the dialogue in the house going up the 3 floors to the final encounter? Because it feels like it should. Like, a lot of Bonnie's dialogue, for example, is rather standoffish. You know, a lot of their dialogue with Siffrin is quite standoffish. Is that just going to change now? There could be a lot of different things. Maybe it will. I hope it changes. It would be cool, because I'm going to have to go through the house again anyway. There's stuff I want to check, but it would be cool if all the dialogue changed, because then next time we can just do a big or actually it'll probably be the next few episodes, because I don't know if I'll clear all 3 floors in one video. Not if there's all new dialogue, but there'd be a lot to go through in that case. You all ate and laughed under the stars. Tomorrow, once again, you'll go into the house and fight the king. But today, you're happy. Really? He doesn't need your help with a quest? Hang out with Isabeau. No quest. You had a nice time yesterday, hanging out with Isabeau under the stars. You got a memory of stargazing. You'll always remember this. Hi, Stardust. I didn't want to interrupt before, but you got a new memory. When equipped, memory of stargazing boosts all of your fighter stats by 30. Wow! Also learned the skill We Will Win. We Will Win is amazingly strong when used to boost everyone's attack, defense, and attack speed for a few turns. That's incredible. It's so strong, you'll only be able to use it when you and your fighter have had this exact conversation. So if you loop back to Dormont, you'll have to talk to him all over again. Remember that, okay? But hey, Stardust, it was nice, wasn't it? Hanging out with all of them yesterday. They love you now. Your bond with them is stronger now. Isn't that neat? It is neat. But it will be a bit sad if we have to do it again. You don't want to have to loop back to before you spend that time with them. What would happen if you stayed with this version of them until the end? If you went through the entire house without looping ahead. Okay, so my concern, the reason I said it like that, like my voice dropped as I was saying it, because I thought Siffrin was going to go into the mindset of, what if you froze everything in this exact perfect moment? And it could be, you know, what the king did basically. I'd be like, oh. If you went through the entire house without looping ahead, beat the king, and saw his housemaiden with them, would anything happen? Would anything change? Time to walk all the way up and beat the king. Yeah, no, I think doing a full proper loop like this seems wise. I've got all my souvenirs. I'll grab as many souvenirs on my way up as I can. What if I do a run where I'm like, okay, let's go over strategy again. What if we do it properly? It's probably not necessary, but what if? Oh my, should we go over strategy again? Did you really need the reminder? No, but I thought if this was like a big run of the house that we're doing properly, that I should do it properly. And this was doing it properly because this is like canonically how it went, because you can't skip the tutorial the first time around. So I thought it would be a good thing to do, and I've just wasted like 20 minutes. That was not worth it. Okay, fucking hell. Okay, well that's all I've got time for today, friends. No completed loops today, in fact no looping at all today, and not really much combat other than Bonnie training, but somehow I don't think people are going to mind because we kind of did probably the most important stuff in the game today. A lot of that was very important and very enjoyable. All in all, just very good. I'm pleased to have done it all, and as much as it's going to be kind of lame to go through the house naturally, normally, as standard again, I am looking forward to doing it and then getting to the end and seeing if anything changes. We also need to check, I do need to check every room because I need to make sure I do find the correct room that has like Craftonology or Onomy book, whatever the fuck it's called. I remember finding the book before and Odile telling us like, yeah, it's a Craftonomy book. So I have found it before, it does exist, I just need to remember where to find it. But I'm gonna go through the whole house top to bottom. Critical path, obviously, because I can't open up side paths because then I'd have to loop and the whole point is to not loop. But I'm gonna do that and we'll see what happens and I'll be next time, and thank you so much for watching. It was a good one. Special thanks to Rocky Riku, Crescent, Sonny the Horse, Cryolytic, Lila Hagsire, Bissalangi, Hotraman Saga, Jack, The Elf Lord, John Rothberg, Ninja Dog, Ember Fox, Grand Captain General Peace, Meanbag Turtle, Malignant Humor, Cuds, Candace Mario, Poe, Portrait Black, Lifesteal, Mega Mr. Z-Man, Unclever Name, Summer Cat Funny, Page Dragoon, Lip Potatoes, Proxy, Caminera, Moa, Heartland, Harak J, Dresso, Sion Distance, Lol, Etherbin, Linky, Sion Cedar, Binboard, Alkia, Honeydew, Sweet Red, Jessica, Plutonium Pie, Jimmy Ghost, Lullaby, K-Bub, Magic Owl, The Frostbite, Monsoon, SCP-106A, Namad, and Kenny T. 100 for supporting me on YouTube and on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. A lot of good stuff today. A lot of talking, a lot of talking, which I'm not good at, but you know, I muddled through, and a lot of heavy topics, which create for, I feel, more interesting discussions and a generally more engaging experience. I enjoyed it. It was good. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it too. I have nothing to add. I'm all talked out. I'm all topped out. Whatever happens next time, hope I see you there. Toodles. Goodbye.